Hi Sagittarius, it's November 2022. I'm Dodici. And often we want to change ourselves, but that's not an easy thing to do, especially when we set ourselves up for a fall by, comparing ourselves to others. It's important that we do that on the merits of our own past, our own experience, and what we need as a psychological tools to move forward. And this is very, very important for you now because as we see here, this continuing aspect, this transit of Mars retrograde in your relationships area, coupled with 4 planets here in the 12th house of self-reflection. This is the most spiritual sector of the horoscope. And we see the 4 planets there doing their bit along with the past karmic point here. We've talked about this, dredging up the past and forcing you in spite of yourself to have a look at where you are now as a result of the decisions you've made in your past, the actions you've performed, the thoughts and the words that have been part of your being. And this is important because on the 8th, we have an eclipse, a full moon eclipse here in its most powerful sign of Taurus, casting its energy on this very area that we're talking about now. You notice Uranus there with the moon. That's a very progressive energy. It's always along the karmic axis, this north node, south node. So the decisions that you make now, the reflections that you're going through, are going to have a marked impact. You'll see here on the 11th, there's a direct contact with that recent full moon, the eclipse with Mars, the retrograde planet in your 7th house. That's been causing some instability in your partnerships. And, to be honest, probably pissing you off with people generally. Mars there acts as an irritant, and the retrogression, that retrograde motion, really exacerbates the situation for a planet. The planet gets more empowered to do what its nature is endowed with it to do. That is, Mars is irascible, angry, tempestuous, egotistical planet. I mean, it has its good side too, but generally here, especially because it's being inflamed in the air sign of Gemini, then there have been some issues going on. You also notice here that Mars around just a little bit earlier, around the 20th actually, it's retrograde. It's going to catch up to this square aspect of Neptune, which can paralyze you in some ways. It can make it very, very confusing for you to know exactly how to deal with the situation. You notice also Neptune in your 4th house, 4th, 7th. These are very personal sectors of the horoscope. That energy there in the 12th house moves on the 17th with Venus and Mercury exiting. Moving into your sun sign is nice. That gives you some charm. It gives you the tools or weapons, if I could put it that way, that you need after that lengthy deliberation here over your past. Now those planets have entered your sun sign, so they're ready to deliver the insights that you've gained from this self-reflection, this meditation, this yoga, whatever it is that you do to contact your inner self, to help you make a greater sense of your life and to fulfill yourself. There's the sun on the 22nd, also moving in. This is particularly a strong and useful transit, being the ruler of the 9th house. And on the 24th, that new moon is also going to really jettison you into that new vision of yourself. You've got an idea of who you want to be, how you want to be seen by others, and this is the perfect astrological combination for doing that. The solar return is always a good omen. It brings a lot of solar energy back into the picture, revitalizes your physical well-being, makes you bright, optimistic, generous, and loving, and along with that Venus and Mercury, definitely very attractive to the opposite sex. Be careful. You see here that opposition of Venus and Mars across that relationship axis can be very erotic. You need to maybe take a few deep breaths before treading the path with someone new. On the other hand, if you're married, that could be a recipe for some really exciting times, rekindling the flame with your lover, your partner, your spouse, as Venus and Mars are well known for their performance in the bedroom. Go on over to astrology.com.au. I've got more information for you this month, Sagittarius, that will help you decipher what's happening in your karma. I'll be back next month. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe or leave me a line, and I do look forward to your company again then. Bye-bye.